Why, hello everybody, welcome. My name is Rubydung. Welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I'm over here at the sugarcane farm. That is because my hope in today's episode is to finally go through and redo this. So in case you guys don't know, when I first built this farm, it was comically inoptimal. You can still see the inoptimization of it if I do a little overview of it. But there is a lot of flaws in its design. So my hope is to go through here and completely redo the thing in today's episode. So, just give a little overview of what I'm all planning. Number one, the biggest oversight is that this grown sugarcane here, when the piston pushed forward, there was previously another piston here to push that row. Well, it was just pushing it into the piston and wouldn't fall into the water below. So I had to go through and remove all those pistons, which makes this line here completely useless. Like, I could just go through here and chop that whole thing down. And also get rid of all this sugarcane here, because this 2-block strip here, useless. Doesn't do anything. So, my hope is to actually make use of all of this space here. And also, another thing is that I rarely remember to actually harvest this farm. So, also in today's episode, I hope to go through here and put in a auto pusher. So that way, anytime I walk by this farm, I will automatically get all of the materials that have been farmed up. Ultimately, I will get less per harvest, but theoretically, I will be getting more overall because as I walk by the actual farm, I will actually pick up the materials. So, that is what I'm going to be doing. So, I'm going to hop down here, pick up all the materials that drop down, and get back with you guys with that whole area nice and cleared out for a redesign. I have gone through it and have removed all of the excess now. So all we now have is little strips of gravel. So between that gravel previously was some dirt about 1 block above it, and then all the contraption stuff. So I've torn all of that away. There's also torn away a little too much because I have a fortune shovel. So sadly, anytime I destroy gravel, it disappears into uselessness. So, I now have to go through, patch up those little things, but I also want to just go in and fill up the entirety of this, because I just want to actually build on a foundation, opposed to nothingness. I'm also just using gravel, because I have a bunch of gravel, and I use it for precisely nothing. So, I will be going through here and filling in each of the little gaps here with some gravel, and I'll be back with you guys with little gaps filled in, and I'm going to show you what my plan is for the farm. Alright, I've gone through here and have flattened out the entirety of this area, so it is now time to go through here and begin putting in all of the little dirt areas in which I will be putting all of the sugarcane. So, I need to go off and get the dirt because I don't think I have any in my inventory, but I can plot this out in gravel, I guess, because I have an abundance of that. So, my hope is to have piston line here. So, there will be a line of pistons that will push forward into a water here. Well, sugarcane here, then water here, then sugarcane, pistons, sugarcane, water, sugarcane, piston, like that. So that will be the pattern going all along here, in which I can actually use this as a little tool to figure out how much area this would actually be taking up right now. So that is an issue. So that's the water sugarcane here. This wouldn't grow because a piston wouldn't be pushing it. So, my hope instead would be then, if I back this out twice, then I will have a water stream here, sugarcane piston. So then I would have to get rid of all of the gravel I have placed, and if I if I actually figure out how to place that one properly. Can't do it with that or that. Every single toy has got a fortune. No. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. But yeah, so that is probably going to be the pattern I'm doing here. Actually, didn't need to get rid of that one. Just need to break the correct ones here. And I got off that one before it was done destroying. But yeah, so that is the pattern I'm hoping to go with here. Hopefully this area actually has a pattern usable that I actually can do. Just need to wake up. Yes, so would go down here, then would be, oh, nope, messing this up. Would be double piston here, then break that, here, leave that, yeah, no, that's correct, break it here, there, that's fine, break it here, there, that's fine, and boom, that is technically usable. Is just that last row over here will just have to have nothing, I guess. I guess this will be my access way. This is an access way now. Cool. But yeah, that is the plan. I'm hoping to begin laying out here as to what this is going to be like. So, I am going to go through here and begin putting in all of the dirt, and I'll be back with you guys, hopefully with some of that stuff put in. Okay, dirt and water is now in place. So, I am now fully capable of putting in the sugarcane and pistons. I also decided to fill in everything with water, opposed to just the one-way water columns, which are these things here. That is the water column. I also decided to do the between sections, which is where the pistons will be going, for two reasons. Number one, there is no real reason not to put it in, because in the event sugarcane were to pop off and fall in this direction for any reason, it is extremely unlikely, but is possible. Instead of just falling off between the pistons, it will actually fall into a waterway and push its way down. But, second, this farm actually had a big problem with Endermen, because if anyone didn't know, Endermen are a mob that was added to the game. I haven't really gotten a chance to catch them on video. Actually, no, I have caught them on video once. But they walk around the world and they pick up random blocks, particularly things like dirt. And this farm has dirt. So Endermen were just walking by here and picking up dirt. So I want to fix that. So number one, light this thing up. There is no lights whatsoever. So I hope to actually put lights in here. But number two, if the more water in here, the better, because Endermen do not like water. So that is my hope going into this. So next part is going through here and putting in all of the pistons. So the next part here is going to be me putting in the pistons for this thing. So just to give you an idea of what that's going to be like, there would be a, let me move the axe, I don't need that right now. That will be a piston row here on that height, and then that will go along until here, and then I would have to lower that down by one, and the water streams are letting me go everywhere? Okay. And that would be where the second one is. So that will be the spacing as to what's going on. It's not going to be like that exactly because of how repeaters work. They're not going to power the block below it. But that is for later me when I get to the redstone section later this episode. So I'm going to lay out all these pistons and hate myself later. So I'm going to lay this all out and be back with you guys with that laid out. Okay, I've gone through and put in the sugarcane with the pistons. So this farm is now back at a proper layout. The only thing that is now missing is all of the redstone. So I need to go all the way down, put in the actual redstone for it, and I want to figure out how the actual layout for that's going to be. So I need to go all the way down here, grab a couple bits of wood, and also just vomit up the massive amount of sugarcane I have in my inventory. But I now have to spend this next little opportunity figuring out how the heck I'm going to be setting up the redstone for this thing, because I decided to ignore any ideas of, well, normality or conceptions of possibility. Instead, I've decided that ignoring all of that was the proper procedure, and just, building it and letting myself go with the flow. Figure it out as it goes, which is a bad idea, but it's the one that I did. So now it's time to do it. So, I just need to go all the way back up here and actually begin laying that out. Well, the idea that I'm going to have for this. So, number one is laying out this part right here. And now we hit the first issue. How am I going to power this and that block there? So, I believe a redstone repeater will be incapable of properly powering that. I am going to craft a torch here quickly so I can test some stuff. So, powder here, boom, boom. So that extends. Oh, wait! Oh, it does work! Fascinating! Wait a second, that really works? Why does that work? Is it because it's blood powering? Is that what's happening here? Fascinating. But, I guess then if I lay out the rest of these blocks, boop. Here, and boop. Yeah, okay, that extends everything, so I guess that works. I could have sworn that wouldn't have worked. I don't know why I was making such a big deal of this, apparently. So, I guess it's time to go through here and wire up this whole thing. I thought this was going to be a little bit more complicated. Nope, apparently this just works. Everything here wound up working just fine, apparently. Completely surprised by that turn of events. So, I'm going to go through here and hook up the whole thing, and I'll be back with you guys, hopefully with a working redstone mechanic for the sugarcane farm. Okay, redstone and torches put in place. However, you may notice something a little interesting about where I put the torches. I put the torches right above the sugarcane, so it's incapable of growing 3 tall. Why did I do that? Well, with this new system, there's a reason. By preventing it from being 3 tall, I am technically preventing waste. So I will not have items falling down to the ground here, because when the piston extends, it pushes that block, but not this block. This block just falls straight down, while this block gets pushed into the water. So, I am technically preventing waste by doing this, but I'm also losing opportunity, because theoretically, there is a chance that it pops off and falls into the water anyways. Well, with the farm I'm planning to build here, I'm hoping that this gets harvested quick enough that it never has a chance to go to 3 tall. So, what is my plan, you may be asking then? Well, what I'm simply going to do is there is a bunch of remaining space here, and my plan here is just to go through here and in between each of the redstone gaps here, just put a repeater, set it to max tick range, and then, oh, not that one, just have it go along in a little circle here, and eventually it will trigger each of the pistons in a appropriate order. This is also going to be really annoying because I just now remembered there's a bunch of trap doors on the other end of this wall. So that's now going to be a massive annoyance now that I think about it. Oh boy, I'm going to have to get rid of those. Oh no. But yeah, I just got to put that to max tick range. Then put in the redstone for each of the areas here. Oh, I thought it made the exact amount. No, I had one more. Sweet. Boom, like that. Now, what I want to do is lever. And then break that so I don't trigger it again. And boom. It'll go a whole way around, pushing all the sugarcane to the center here. Some of it does still waste, but a lot less now, as it all filters to the center here. And now a second harvest will go through. It'll get a little bit more, not too much, but 3 high should not be happening. Matter of fact, it's a good thing that 3 high is preventing, because even more is following up here. So, there should now be significantly less waste that is occurring. One big trouble, though, is that some are falling onto the bit there. So, theoretically, that can be a bit of a problem with stacking, I think. Actually, no, I don't think that is too much of a problem, actually. But yeah, that is the little farm I have. So I also can now go all the way down to the bottom. Fresh plank there I can go and pick up. That is now a clock that's going to be running. It's also going to be slightly loud. But I can now come all the way down here, pop in, and pick up all the sugarcane I've been collecting. So we can see how much sugarcane I have collected with the auto farm here, and I got 2.5 stacks. So that is the nice new farm I have. And as I walk by it, there should just be a whole bunch of sugarcane sitting here and awaiting me. So the only thing left is to break that. Boom. Now I don't have to flick that lever anymore. I'll just walk by and a whole bunch of sugarcane will fall on me. So that is now the nice farm I have going here. So the farm is now functional, fully functional on top of that. And as you may notice, if you were keeping a particular keen sight to my building process, you might notice that this wall here is slightly taller. That is for the second reason that this farm exists, and me redoing it here. That is because with this new redesign, I can make this farm expandable. In particular, I can now give this farm a second layer. So I can hop all the way down here and right here, place a little bit of wood. I gotta get out of here before this piston pushes me into the water. Run, 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 run. And boom. Okay. So I can, let's, chop this out and just let that fall in the water. Boop. Goodbye. I can save you. Boom. Okay. So, now I can, go through here and make this a expandable section. So, with this, I am now able to lay out this area above the water. Probably want to use, like, dirt instead of wood. But I can now lay this down as a path and put water on it and then put dirt on its side. So I'm going to do a single row here, and I'll be back with you guys with that one row put in as an example. Okay, I decided to go through and put in the example, but then as I was putting them in as like, you know, I've already done like a sixth of the work, might as well put in the rest of it. So I guess for the rest of this episode, I'm going to be building the second layer to this. So I've gone through and put in this layer. Now I need to go through and get more water buckets, put that in, flooding the whole thing, put the sugarcane in, get more pistons, hook that whole roundabout thing all the way up. So I'm going to do the whole grunt work that normally comes with doing this first part, and be back with you guys, hopefully, with the redstone that needs to get put in next. Okay, I've gone through, put in all the pistons in the wood, and I did a little bit of redstoning. As you can see, some of them are triggering right now, so that means it is indeed working. So the redstoning that I just did for this, same as for the bottom, but I wanted to link up the clock down there to the top here so I didn't have to build 2 clocks. So I built a little staircase leading up to the middle for this one. Just wanted to keep it very simple. Didn't need it to be too complex. This is just a simple thing over this side. But for this one, I did something a little special as it's going to be coming down this end. It is a whole bunch of redstone connecting through half slabs. This is a somewhat recent feature. And as you can see, it does that. So I can use this little design to lead all the way up to here and then have the redstone go through the exact same way it is on the bottom. So I just now need to hook up this entire top here with the redstone and, most importantly, put in the sugarcane. So that is going to be what I am doing for this section. So I'm going to do all the redstoning for this and be back with you guys, hopefully with the sugarcane put in place. So I'll be back with you guys here in a second. Okay, everything has been nice and put in place. So everything is nice and operational. So this whole thing is nice and done up. And I also realized, because of how tall this thing is, it will actually connect up with this little bridge thing we made. So we might even wind up covering over it with this thing, which I won't mind because I didn't like the corner of it anyways. So I'm perfectly fine with this little bridge being completely encompassed by this sugarcane farm we built here. So now it's time to jump down here. I don't know if I've shown this little dingy dirt bridge that I made, but yeah, and see what I all got from this. Is been actively going here for a while, been running by, picking it up anytime I wanted to pick up resources here. See how much we actually have here. That's about half a stack or so. So if I just stand here waiting, take my hands off the keyboard, we will slowly just sit here and accumulate sugarcane. So just sit here, no hands, just an AFK session, and I will just reap it in. So guys, as I just sit here slowly collecting sugarcane here, I guess that's going to be it for today's episode. So if you guys have any ideas for things you'd like to see me work on here in the future, go ahead and leave that as a suggestion, leave a comment. I always love to hear ideas of what I should be doing here in the world. There's so many things you can wind up doing, so always like to narrow it down to get an idea of what you guys all want to think of what I should be doing. But either way, guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm probably going to be working on another farm next episode, so love it. I hope you guys like today's episode. See you in the next one. Oh, that was a blackout spot. See you in the next episode. See you then. Bye. Oh, more sugar cane.